Hey everybody, you're listening to my podcast Suchitra's Life with me, Suchitra. And in today's episode, I managed to catch up with Aryan, who is an aerial photographer. And I've asked him some really interesting questions about this genre of aerial photography. And if you are keen to do some aerial photography or are wanting to explore this genre of photography, stay tuned. And yeah, this interview is split into two parts. And here we go with the part one. Hi Aryan, welcome to my podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing absolutely fine. How are you?
I'm good as well. And yeah, before we, jump on to the Q&A thing, uh, would you like to introduce yourself, talk about yourself a little to my
Yes.
listeners? Yes, great.
Yeah. So hi, I'm Aryan Bakle. I am in ATR University, Bangalore. I'm pursuing BTech in e-mobility, and as a side hobby, I do aerial photography. I do aerial videography, and I'm also interested in studying and researching in about UAVs.
Great, great. So how did you get interested in photography? Like we'll come to the aerial part later, but first,
Yes.
how did you get into photography?
So, we family used to travel a lot, like go to our hometown or either to different places. So my dad introduced me to Snapseed, which is a editing software.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I used to click some pictures with my phone, I used to take it on the Snapseed and then increase the saturation, increase the contrast. Just in short, make the photo ugly as what I see now. But at that time, I used to think, oh my God, what is this? It's so, it just dramatically changed the photograph that I took. So that's how I started getting into taking more pictures. And obviously, even at that time, my dad also started photography. He went to tours. He captured pictures and all. So that's how he even guided me more about how to take how to improve on what I am doing and so on. That's how it all started.
So he's also a professional photographer, right?
Yeah.
That's great. And so how did you stumble upon drones?
So it's a very interesting story. So we were in our hometown, and me and my dad went for a walk on the highway nearby, and he told me a latest news where there was a drone that when when we select a frame, it continuously follows the frame, and then while we walk, it just tracks and records the video. So I was so surprised that, oh shit, the things like this, the technology like this exists. So that's when I particularly got curious about what drones really are, and so that was the initial stage where I started, uh, what do you say, an interest in drones.
Oh, okay, great. So it was your father who sort of exposed you to all these things and he just let you play around with all these things and that's like really amazing, I feel.
Yeah.
Because I haven't come across like many parents who sort of let their child explore that much.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a, a one-off thing these days, I feel. So, what was the first ever drone that you learned to fly?
So it was a Mavic 2 Pro, and I mean, Dad got it for me in when I was in 10th. There were board exams nearby, so the drone got delivered, and when there was exam the next day, I guess. So I just forced my dad that please, this one day, can we go outskirts of the city, and I want to fly this drone.
Mm-hmm.
So after my mom denying and dad denying of it, he finally said that okay, let's do it. And that's when I I flew my first drone, and it was quite simple. I never flown a drone before. That was the first time, and I we went to the outskirts of Solapur, and then we shot a couple of videos, photos, and all.
And how young were you around this time?
I was in 10th, so I might be 16, I guess. No, 16. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And what are some other drones that came into your life subsequently?
So I started off with Mavic 2 Pro in 10th. During the 10th summer vacations, I flew the drone a lot. I've traveled a lot of places with dad and mom, uh, and I captured many shots. And obviously, my portfolio was getting much better. And even dad flies the drone most of the times as well when he flies without me. And that's why I guess we realized that we needed an upgrade to a newer drone. So we switched to Mavic 3 Pro now.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I like my knowledge about drones is like all next to zero.
Oh.
I'm just ask you a lot of questions around that. So this drone, like you fix a camera on it, or does it come with a camera? Like how does it work?
So yeah, Mavic 3 Pro has a Hasselblad camera. It's it captures so Mavic 3 Pro captures 46 megapixels, and surprisingly it has 8K video recording capacity as well, 30 in 30 FPS, and even 4K at 120 FPS. It's very powerful.
Oh, great. Okay. So you just talked about your portfolio getting better, and let me tell this to all my listeners that your portfolio, like, that's what made me reach out to you because it is so different and so unique compared to, other photographers putting their portfolios out there. So,
Thank you so much.
yes. And talk about your portfolio a little bit because I've gone through all of your photographs that you've put there. And
Yes.
my favorite ones were the globe shot that you took. I mean, it's not globe shot per se, but it's the 360-degree shot that you've taken,
Yeah.
and another picture wherein the drone flies off from your hand. Like I didn't know that it was drone till you explained to me that it's a drone.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, talk us through about all those shots and did you plan them or like what sort of thinking went in your head like to come up with a shot like all of those in your portfolio and yeah.
Okay, so the globe picture that I took, it's taken. I flew the drone from my house itself, and there's a mode in Mavic 2 Pro. It's 360 spear capture. So it basically takes different. It takes photos from every angle, and then stitches the photos and gives us the final result in the form of video. So I think at that time, whenever I took whenever it captured the spear mode, it gave me a lot of photos that I had to stitch by myself. So I searched on YouTube how to stitch the photos, and then I made the spear finally. Uh,
Uh, Spear picture, the one that went off from your hand, that one you saying?
uh, the globe one.
Okay, so okay. There are many pictures that you put together.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
stitched with many other pictures, and that's how the final result came out.
I could never make out like that is amalgamation of different pictures because I thought okay, some camera would have twisted 360 degrees and that's how you would have gotten it. But I never knew this. Thank you for explaining that. And how about the one, the very Star Trekky feeling it gave me.
Yeah. So I was in hometown that day, me, my brother, and my dad. So he had luckily bought his camera, which was Sony A7R4, I guess. And we went on the terrace, and for that shot, I was inspired by I Satyam, who is also a fellow content creator who uses drones, and he used to take those kind of long exposure shots with the drone and the drone carrying the lights. So that's how I was in. That's how I got influenced by that post, and I want to create something on my own with that. So I simply planned the shot with the tripod, the DSLR, and my dad capturing the long exposure photo, and I just was ready with the drone, and then I simply sat there, and yeah, that's how it went.
Yeah, but it just, I don't know, it's very stunning.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, and another picture of yours on the tennis court. Like,
Oh yeah.
what was like, how did you even come up with a thought like that?
So even that was I saw even I guess I saw a similar photo on I Satyam's post, or there I guess it was from an abstract drone visual art Instagram page where they make abstract art using drones. So I got in contact with my friend once, and we we were looking around for tennis courts uh, in the place where I stay, and then we had a talk with them, and we told them that we wanted to shoot such kind of shots, and they were kind enough to allow us to do so. So that's how I came up with that shot.
Yeah. And after you take these pictures, do you sort of edit them or enhance them further, like the globe shot that you took?
Yeah, color grading and editing is a part of photography because um, in order to get all the details, first we have to capture it in raw mode,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have to take it to lighter. I use camera raw to edit and color grade the photos.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't per se enhance the photos because I don't add any fake elements to them.
Oh.
I just edit the photos as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, so that's how I do it.
All right. And okay, so for you, it's your father who introduced you to the, drone scare and all of that, and you got into aerial photography. How about a person who's, in general interested in aerial photography? For example, in our country,
Yeah,
drone photography is for weddings. Mostly people
yeah,
for wedding videos, but I must say your portfolio stands out because it's not, following the conventional norm. Yours
yeah,
is a little, trying trying to be different and experimental. So,
yeah.
how can a beginner get into this aerial photography?
I guess some of my friends who have approached me, they said that even I want to get into drone photography, and they just look up upon Amazon and find videography drones, and it gives an option of 5K, 10K drones. So I guess if a person is, or if he wants to do it for fun or try out when they are traveling out and they want a different perspective to take videos, I guess for that things it will be quite good. But if you really want to get into it and get the most results out of it, I guess the drones that come under the range and the indirectly the play drones that are of 5K or 10K, which say they have 4K mode or things like that, they won't be so perfect for this. So I guess if someone is really interested and want to pursue this, uh, they should probably go with any starting DJI drones like Mavic Air or Mavic 3 Air.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
And yeah, also, Aryan, if once we get the drone, like, is it like easy to fly them, or like, some people end up getting licenses to fly these drones,
Oh,
right? So like in a very professional way, they go about it, just like a pilot getting his license, even to fly these UAVs. Some people end up getting a license. So
yeah.
So whatever drones that you've mentioned just now, do they require a license or is it easy to fly? Talk us through that.
So the drones that I have fall under 1 kg. So there are categories of drones like nano, micro, small, medium,
Mm-hmm.
large. So my drone, as both of the drones as they are under 1 kg. So it's legal to fly them, considering that there is not an airport nearby, or it's not a religious place such as temples and all. So if those criteria match, and we keep the drone under the range, under the height of 60 meters from the ground level, it should be fine to fly them. And if you are flying in a residential property, you can make sure to ask the person in charge in that property to let you fly the drone.
Ah, okay, okay. So are you planning to go and get license in future, near future, somewhere?
So for now, I have just registered the drone under DGCA, and I'm waiting for them to reply back. So it will be like a registered drone,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it would be kind of safe to fly it with less of a hassle. Uh, I didn't think about getting a proper license as of now,
Mm-hmm.
because the priorities have kind of changed into actually researching and studying about drones rather than actually flying them. So
Oh,
obviously, I will be planning to get a license soon.
great, great. And early in our conversation, you've mentioned I Satyam. So I guess he's someone who must have influenced you with his work. And
Yeah.
who are, some of other people who kind of influenced you in this space, aerial photography, like role models or mentors, apart from your father?
So there are various other creators as well, like Rohan Sanjeev, I Satyam, as I told, and Rakesh Pulappa as well. They are they are very successful photographers, and they even make very creative aerial photographs, videographs. So I think they've had a lot of influence on me, and I should say that my mom is a great pusher for me, because I'm too lazy sometimes to get up and shoot videos or photos. So my mom forces me that go outside and try to take some captures, even though let it turn out bad, let it turn out good. It doesn't matter. You just go ahead and shoot something and come.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, like you've mentioned a couple of editing softwares, right? So, uh, like what role does technology play in aerial photography, this genre of photography, which is sort of now it's just coming up now, very advanced.
Yeah. So I guess there are a lot of news sites. So the one which I heard about is pre-planning your shots. I don't remember the actual name of the app, but you can integrate that app with your drone, and then select a lot various waypoints that the drone will travel through, and then they keep the camera under the sky, and then let the drone finish the waypoint, and thus the results turn out to be a picture of, let's say, an Iron Man or a dog over the sky, and it's totally made by a drone. So just like the long exposure shots, so it's like uh, a big picture of Iron Man created by the drone. So it comes under the creative, if we say technical advancements, the things we can do to make the photograph more attractive. And if we come to the editing softwares, I guess I color grade using DaVinci. I'm still learning how to edit via DaVinci, but for now I just use DaVinci to color grade the videos, and and VN, the application VN, comes very handy when I am traveling and I just quickly want to edit the photos and then just make a reel and post it. So VN, I usually use VN the most when it comes to this.
Okay, great.